running on, running on, KO7, running on, oh, running on, oh no, running on, oh no, 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 running on, running on, oh no, 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 running on, no mush, yo, come pick it from the owner, yes, we be the corner, brain crack every minute, and everybody knows that we not play no drama, you come pick it from the owner, yes, we be the corner. Brain crack every minute, and everybody knows that we not play no drama. Running away, hey, we never go running away. Running away, hey.
And then I need that Cassia at the moment. It's answer me be interview upon you, Cassia Pie, oh my gunman, Yako, oh my gunman, say, nah, said the Pacassi. I'm said for about years near, or said on your one interview that. Yeah, me and Acuniano, a Biama say, many open your kissy and to Chunkomo. The youngest chief of staff, Honourable Julius, Debrah, or no nene, many bear Chunkomo, Koni Bapo. Now, Emu Kahunation say interview, or Mamma Bomoka. Brodan Construction Company Limited. Brodan, Yedumwe ya dancy. Obesi su demo more than a contact Brodan Construction. If you see dynamo come, it's as they say ni pasem bone someone yet adults na gini pending it no. Obi this cabana on sisi diamana. Ebia na busia ko di ne ho kwaneba. Eti ni saso ntino o this cabana si su diamana. Ya introduce be a friend of virtual building. This virtual building no, ye de internet facilities ebe ko site wo. Eti woti Ohio, woti California, oti Japan, oti New York. Maybe I woti a ohwe project ni bia no be project no e phone so live. We hu via live. On pray na peden. Make can say so na so hu say water is life.
Running away, we never go running away.
As natural mineral water. Olaba awo. Insu papa e Kwahu. Pebino Dimachi ne chief of staff. Former ending komo. May I say
Maestro light over darkness above me, Jinamu and Bessie. Straight to the
You won't be out about the Jumaji. To me personally, because to get such a personality to interview him one on one, and yeah, easy sir. Now you have more cover.
Yeah.
Patron from where?
For the room,
Yeah, then I'm asking. Yeah, Chichu Kumaka, Julius Debrah, Pacho Oyamaya.
Julius Debrah, probably about few of them. You call secondary school, I'm quite motor school before. I'm calling the spoken. In the 90s, na said you, Nipando Zona, who said, Obama, they were more than Chica. Yes, to some years for that impression going to got now cash, not a crime, way travel and so lunar aspect travel. You opposite White Chapel. You know, not going to cafe. Who know what could see our down with you? I feel, oh, I say, I feel, Minami, managing director, or have Minami. Now we say, my Tommy card that my semi day, Kaka crowd, so that I should be else in the Mamsako industry. And to say, maybe politics, maybe they need me or one because now many politicians. So anybody, me trading business, then also for people. At a point in time, early 90s, now, we are one of the youngest entrepreneurs and also for people. That's a new heritage tower in this animal.
Oh, really?
Yes, and to me, a friend Swansea Arcade.
Okay.
The Uban had those days, most people na Tetra Banqua, among both the bank, Honourable Kandapa, before President, before Minister of Foreign Affairs, near friend who's any, so the one number one, a demon among which Professor Merck, and the academy history. We had asked. I don't need you. I've been about
the political side. Me first, me so. Instead of kind, go for the anchor. Politics not money shed and Jehosa. But we are going when each other the politics. No, now what pull up a surprise. You are the. I think that you are the only Konya with me rising to that top. Chief of Staff, CEO for Human Resource Organ. at the tender age, the late 40s, you can rising to that top level, chief of staff. What was the magic?
It became to begin with. Of what yes, we are the now money who but I told me no see as you might think. They may be shown Sana say, Untimina, Neonica to the Panta deals in Pato, Untimina. Yes, you say, they own say, oh, you also have a 1 year. Nothing would be me as a Kobe, a small canal to not because we don't need again. May I dear a dumber Makumation say, the idea of some person in first president as a nurse. And I am Secretary for Ghana Stories.
Yeah.
Me me postani elections women with it. Because there's here making that could be what before where there's here. President Mahama so yo it's in America. In America we need FPU and because so but the kako to say the human sons are now in here. And no you see antekra no you see it's in Great Accra.
Okay.
Great Accra be 1 year. I know to send me Kenya. Uku way man ni and check crowd of say you be crazy. Before you see it anywhere with me by America. As a man who be Minister for Local Government and Rural Development. It's over Kaya. Maybe by 6-7 months.
Yeah.
But I know when you National Sanitation Day. Okay. The best street name me.
Yeah.
And near Mahuro we didn't ask for them to partner. Nanya Bedino. See, that almost man was in Kenya. Military delegation. If I'm going to crowd, but your Kenya met here now to say, Debrah, say a banner report near Staf. You won't be but it's very important. Anything the amount trust in, double check and trust in what you are here. And these are what buying Kako, now about no control near my area buying. Into a church, per se, or yes. Who youth program do Kenya? As a branch here, you square do film. When you say, one quay buying macra, at least you get down, turn out to the Debrah. Near one, the one can say, over so heavy the chief. They didn't carry out because you could do Kenya. And I do, I'm not sure they put them here near Macra. Did you fear now? And I have them. You want to be phone boy, Miss Fina, Rasmubarak.
Okay.
No, say congratulations. I'm dear congratulations. No, you don't pretend you don't know. I'm dear, you have the new chief of staff.
Just like that.
Lilia, but you have a meeting at the Debrah to craft me phone. I dear,
And that's now Kenya.
you're Kenya. And I'm going to be job upon all. And one can't ever say, okay, I have a boy who cried out, and see, in my case, I think probably one of the few in less than 2 years. Yeah, your minister, no better.
A losing MP.
A losing candidate.
A losing.
I can never explain how it happened. In less than 2 years, my 2 readings, my cabinet minister, Staf, and then
One lobby.
oh, for the way. They said, yeah, oh, me, I want to be
Chief of staff, what chief of staff? One lobby.
in fact, to tell you the gospel, it wasn't in my widest dream because nobody else decided the man in penny form.
Yeah, and you're the youngest chief of staff in our time.
My bishop president, Mama, several times. Initially, because said, Manica rather than make one, not sure because I observed my appointees. Bona, or quite the wedding here. But it's been good. Since then, as I know, madam, but many people have many years, 2 years here, not say, 2016. I didn't know what's the way. I'm sure. Maybe they were actually me who plan on making me. I am a plan of your me, my SME community, and but not for your business or anything. It's not one of the more force to say, now, Papa, not to be a overcome by force. Oh, go catch an overcome. And you put me a stop on that. I have and that would get a carriage and the parents to dear Padaroma. You go to copy. Nanso, or him saying, or so to say, that the almost I don't be speaking to Pacho, and how are you? To be a bedroom. Finally, then that was friend of Julius. I don't know what the show said, yeah, on my nature. And we've been friends since then. Becca say, Madame Bakwako. You didn't come here.
Wow.
Nina said, you are quite your penny and chair. Ubu, Niti, and the Asomre. I do work with you, so bumpire, because sometimes the mere cry never be your catching and put it. And come in sympathy. But a family say, me equal no catches. But the boy, I mean, yeah, best we can be brave because we can be very nice here, but you can't share at the end of the a Juma or the Papani a bay I one. And say, that's me, look at home. They will say, we for time to my party. Benus was a trade with me in community. But we have the Mama Kaima, go for you, yeah. Me and chief of staff, Mimia Kuma or Manipoma, running spokesperson inside communication. Honourable inside the new what quite a number of
what for the cable cry?
She and it tells you say, or Dawson could be Mako mine. Yeah. Now that's me, of course, you can watch the movie.
Martin, you have qualities name, Bertie. Come on now, office, my chief of staff, now, John Abba. Hey, chief for a corneo. What's the how and say, chief your corny, and now move for me, plaster house. Now, Moka, hey, chief for a corny, chief for a corny. What comes in mind?
To answer a very simple question, it rather humbled me. Anytime there, like I say, hey, chief of staff, 49 years, call me, say, not a kind, say, bro, so what's the member power in coaching? And it's a man, bodyguard, meeting Yanko and the bomb. Menama knew be our money to invite me view at the crowd. When you be over as a Julius by him saying, and yet, so I said that maybe I am because I'm very conscious of life. Say, near Ubia and your then, and find you here. Now, me say, by the many to call, I now see this to be. Then I think that we bad to be called when I put the Angelos, one of the sons. And we're watching the entertainment. It's so fun. And then we walk back to probably.
Okay. Go for it's more your pepper, chief. What your pepper?
Ukrainian men, it's a go for a pepper, but I think, said the American who said you say, Waku Koshia. Then Denti, who got Chikoshian here, who component as interest.
Okay.
In the physical for principle, they say, this is when young men and send me dear near crossing and son will be difficult on me.
Okay.
And you go school and private because me, never back myself say, in the man again, you go, it was me by private college. Not the cheap by a core I would train war. I would teach you, if you're not question force, no electrical. And me, yes, from again of a new idea of Obama. Because time and change will catch between the storm. May your whole be yen about just the mother. But let them do nothing of a worker in the figure. No Canadian will take it to place. You don't need to cheat in anything. See, and no more that training now will be any will be our maybe atmosphere. This from Nammy made school in air court University of Ghana. Now the uncle pay occasions to more by apprenticeship. You will never go wrong, say. You never fail. And that concept about some way prepare, yes, some way prepare, but they leap before they jump. Both are going to
Okay.
But I can say, car, the book class you won't cry. Because the class in your version become more heavy fun. So I have become the chrome media gaga or just to keep my go for that game from the end. Kind of being a crack. On me, who shall pay now. The idea can work with free this animal daddy. Or doing near my dear Bema is Kakakana, I multiply. And I think that is the trick. Obi and newer, and now Obi being compare no or two will be funny. Would you fancy a now all of a sudden what could stop messaging through your hard work? Well, so we make your name cool so much to be also January drugs from January according to drugs. But they don't know that you are forfeiting some other expenditure here who will save. So to conclude on Pepe, I think people who are mindset don't spend at all. But when they ensure that before they spend frivolously, that they have the base impact.
Okay.
That's what gives the perception. Okay. But before I make party, we say sustenance the other check and the make for my group.
You don't spend your investment.
Never do it. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Never do it. It doesn't make sense. Anybody who does that, I don't want to decide for people, but it's not a good decision. I was telling my friends this morning, say, I don't have that influence, but I would have thought, say, in future, both sides, MPP, NDC, both sides. Anytime they are appointing ministers for trade and industry, I think, I'm not saying any scientific backing, I think either the minister or one of the deputies must be the crew. And my reason is simple. There are certain things that come to them. It's part of their heritage. You can't take it away from them.
Natural.
Only 5 cities. I bet than 1,000 cities.
Okay.
Would they anya crash and itself? Na nyamiton super good. I bet than go. Therefore, I think whichever government is in power, MPP, NDC, need the Kwahu business community. Kenya, Abrofu say, BBM comparative advantages are particular people. And he said, I buy be about that, and so he said, yeah, I before, we're very good at administrative Niamaniama, I can catch going in Niama. Now, you will be back to our overshare never be done. Because the Indian Masan was a natural resources, gold, name, timber, and Yamaman, here will be as of to say, Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and your minister of Garland deputy about Chuva and Osbebo. Okay. Who call Western, and they are on a day, or you have a book. They do not be tribalistic, but almost near to make it okay. I think almost here back. And your response whether the minister or deputy minister. Okay. In the same way, the back go from the whole Ghana, Colombia will be some anything jetty. 50 pounds, say, Sian Blue in the Sanko. It is almost what that flair for industrialization and commerce. Almost be partner.
Yeah, thank you very much.
A banister, both on money in Cancun, a Beconani. Okay. And in person of a Bina Manuelica. A Bassa Belgian out there, ministers maybe at 90% to particular region and driver, not Kakaka. Okay. It doesn't encourage universal development.
All right.
For example, per matter of discussion, many in some of you, but just for matter of discussion. People will say Atala, or not cement, all over the country. Yeah. So the government can have a conversation with them. Say, look, cement may be a mokra, and now to feel before. A bank per se so I think. Na ugwe Atala cement. Factory will be a jumaphobic. Na dollar na ye decocran, and cow men. Maybe of course they are KKP planners who dealing iron. Who are network now to fund with that. I will watch them. I buy per so I say, just more people. Yeah. Or so I think. Now, extra workmen.
What the year from a
exactly. Yeah. Exactly the same model. I'm not being tribalistic, but for example, say Ghana say we say sitting na a broken company when they estimate. Yeah. Since you bought that room in me beginning the testament in Ibrahim aya can dollar get the cockra cement as ever for because they have that special touch. It will help if you build that confidence to try them because most of them have been tried and tested. And I'm not saying give the money to them as gifts. Give it as an industrial or business support, and they will multiply it. And you know, what I'll conclude about NRA events, for instance, NRA imagine the business people. So, assuming somebody was doing the survey, all right, and you see people who are into construction, who are into manufacturing, who are into all kinds of people, and you pick it as a model and build on it, and it will work.
Wow.
Then everything must be done practically. Never actual books will be and they are cured. Practical. A professor and Dr. Menisa to be here about how to sell iron rod down 1 million waste of route.
It Musika na Jumaden and yes,
Exactly.
Okay. As I say, Ukum Kakaka, a high bed tourism hub, Anessa. And hotels, if you treated here in Swat, a bit free, conversing. Airport over, what's your take on it?
Well, if you ask me as a tourism practitioner, don't forget that Manami Chief Executive for Ghana Tourism Authority. And now I'm not speaking because my lineage is from here, but I'm speaking because I believe that we have a product, a particular product that if we develop and market properly, we'll be able to sell internationally. And you look at it from our vegetation, the weather,
beautiful, baby making
yes. You know, the Ojaduma Mountain, there are a lot of waterfalls, shrines, cultural heritage stuff that we can package properly. And see, I am for it. I'm all for it. There are the Brian, they're taking the lead. Wax Hotel.
Jordan, the biggest hotel in Africa.
Yes. They need to be encouraged, and we have to support them and back them with prayer. That the vision they have, everybody will benefit from it. At the end of the day, because Brian
yeah,
there are individuals who are working there. All the other hotels. They have engaged the services of people who are benefiting from doing it. Therefore, imagine, say, the senior promoter na very popular. Obroni bi efi ni krum osi mi kokoro. Mi ko di 1 week.
okay.
We can say one day crowd we spend about $150. You need to times 100 times 1,000. It means our local economy will be stimulated. Habe eshi papa. Nyame ya don't say airport ni be kan ho. I think it will be a good start. But I believe strongly say at the point in time we need to have a stakeholders conference. Obi always for tourism, hoteliers, restaurateurs, tour operators, investment banks, to all discuss the product that we have and think of how best to package it and market it to the world. But if you package it and you don't market it, NBC will aga. And of course, marketing is not just about printing process and proper marketing of our tourism destination.
Okay.
There are tour operators who are Europe and America. The moment they accept your destination on their promotion, you are sorted.
Okay.
Because they be almost bar 500, 200. They organize them in charter flights. Their aircraft na belan the pap. 250 no more. Na aircraft bakwala they be pap. Uko isita, Sharm el-Sheikh, they do all that kind of thing. And I believe that the objective now, Brian Naxiponi now on government and not necessarily NGO, the government of the state, because the state got a lot of money to support it. Now, stakeholders conference. Now, I agree on a roadmap. It could be a 10-year tourism development plan for Kwahu, 15-year tourism development plan for Kwahu, and then we follow in stages. And to say we are doing Nana the pencil, or yet, according to here first stage in Itubuaya. The next president comes, the following steps to be taken. There's a roadmap that we follow. We will say in about 15 years' time, the Kakwa will be Mexico crowd.
Yeah.
will be to Beijing or Nico.
Yeah.
There must be that aggressive effort to sell the place. I think that was one idea. Now, for Matadena, now the shit them when they will Matadena.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's well promoted, put it maybe none of them may fear people say black sheriff, MP for every
Yeah. Yeah.
It means that the product has been well marketed. Imagine if you're born on that particular platform. The number of people who want to go look for the song. So the same with one of the largest tour operators in the world. If they pick Abercrombie and Kent, one of the most popular. If they put Kwahu on their brochure, some we are so.
Because very soon you're going to have the airport, the longest runway in West Africa. That's 4.0 kilometers. And you are having the paragliding, you are having the Nkofi caves, you are having the Bitifi Stone Age Park, you are having this mountain, you are having the highest habitable point in Ghana. And we are not marketing it well, whereby Dubai only has desert and food through. Now with Menya Qatar. But Dubai to me, Edding food through no, I have now you want never win Nana in me and marketing and I mean Yam for some fuma. A better fuma for.
Many are but it's all about vision and leadership. Dubai example is a very classic example, and it's not fiction. It's real. It has happened in our lifetime.
Yeah.
I saw a clip where we saw 50 years ago. This is how Dubai was looking like, and this is how it's looking like now. Oh, it's a baby, but but if you see the effort by Brian, Penifone, they are raising it. Even the thought of it to have an effort is somebody's idea. But at a certain stage, it needs to be adopted as a national project. It happened in Central Region, particularly under they had a group known as SEDICOM. It was Central Development Authority. And then they wanted to market the slave castle, Cape Coast and Elmina. So as a result of a conference that was a stakeholder conference, then they were able to draw support from USAID, MUSIA, and all the other agencies. They all came together and said, what is the plan? Let's lobby UNESCO to name the two castles as World Heritage Sites. Let's do conservation around Kakum Conservation Reserve. Let's introduce a canopy walk, and now let's market it to the world. When they did that, took in the 90s. In fact, Ghana's tourism was rising until 9/11 came. After 9/11, travel became slow down. But what I'm trying to say is that because it was well coordinated and planned, they were successful with Central Region tourism promotion. Individual efforts could work, but it's going to be very stressful on their resources. Therefore, if we are able to convince Ghana government to adopt the Kwahu tourism project as a national project, it will go fast.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time this morning. Oh, and when you're there, when you're a beautiful Bimoha or Becca account.
Oh, Niamek Council Swan said, I didn't about the other Roman Etinko. Obia, Otia, and all that. I just encourage them, say, who would already say, not with the crazy. I can't have a problem.
Okay. Yeah, that's it.
That's